Just so happy to be here right now. This is so much love. We can't wait to. We have no idea
don't know what is going
what's going on the inside. So we just really looking forward to seeing how everything came together. So ready, Sally?
We are excited.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Let's go.
So make sure y'all capture everything. The whole entire shower. I'm trusting you guys. I'm not pulling my camera out today. If they feel inclined to share a funny baby story. It could be about their baby or child, or it could be about them when they were little. So if you are interested, you could come on up and share a funny story about or an embarrassing story or something that you can laugh at now in regards to your child or when you were little. Anyone? Oh, come on up, Lisa. Thank you. And Lisa is my old baby.
Hi everybody, I have a really good story. This is my first child. You guys remember my first child? These two. My first child, I thought he slept all night. I thought I was really blessed. And I said, this baby sleeps all night. He never wakes up. Like I was a weekend. I was like, they were like, how you doing? How is he waking up? I said, oh no, my baby sleeps all night. I was staying with my mother still. She was like, no he don't, you just don't wake up.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and you on Friday.
No, we already made a
calendar. You already made calendar?
Yeah, we got
okay.
a schedule going.
Then you let me know. Hopefully it's 3 or 4 days.
I said the one who cried first gets the most days.
Man, I got 1,000 funny stories. I got like 15 kids, so I don't really know where to start at.
You got one story, Nigel.
So my story, is, see, mothers, when they have their first kids, it's always a lot of funny stories and things that happen, especially if you've already had a kid before, so you're a little lax. So I remember the first time that my wife decided that she wanted to attempt cutting nails on Lila. And I was sitting on the couch minding my business, and next thing you know, blood was just dripping all over the floor. And I'm like, what just happened? She said, well, I tried to cut her nails. I said, well, your girl sleep. How'd you miss? The girl cut the whole front of the girl's finger off. Missed the whole nail. She started crying. She was crying all over the place. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, it's all right.
For hours, like I was crying, I had to call my mom, like I was stressed out, like I was rolling on the ground, like yeah, I didn't cut her finger.
Cut it off, y'all.
Just a little skin, but it was probably.
That is too funny. Do we have anybody else that want to share a story? Oh, come on up, and Monet.
I don't know how to follow that. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna share about my second born, because he gave me a run for my money. So for whatever reason, when you have sons, they just, I don't know, they just take a lot out of it. So my son was born by cesarean section, but he didn't want to come out. So he was kicking and punching and moving every time the surgeon tried to get him. So the surgeon actually had to like take both hands and like scoop him out. And I'm laying there, everything's numb, and I hear him go, "You stop kicking me, young man." And I'm like, what kind of drugs did they give me? So they finally bring him out, and he just was like looking around like a little Buddha. Not only that, but he was very pale. If you know me and you see my son, he has bright red hair. And so we were all shocked. So right now he kicks for McKinley, so he was the captain of the soccer team.
You have a mama? Come on up, Mom.
So when my son was 2, well, he's 4 now. Well, he'll be 5 in May. So anyways, this is my only baby, Darius. So he's crazy, just like me. So like when he was 2, he went through like an identity crisis, but it wasn't like with himself, it was like with other people. So when we were out in public, for example, like whenever he would see like an older woman, he would just be like, "Look, mommy, it's a grandma, it's a grandma." So I would have to be like, "Oh my God, Darius, please stop." And there was another incident where like we were out to eat. We were at like Texas Roadhouse or something like that. So we were sitting down and there was like this white man and he had like this big old beard and he had a bigger belly. So like when we were going by, when we were leaving out, he was like, "Look, mommy, it's Santa, it's Santa." So that was the second incident. And there was a third incident. We were at the playground. Now, I don't mean to offend anybody, but so there was like this Muslim woman there, and she was like in her full attire, and my son was coming off the slide, and he was like, "Oh my God, mommy, it's a ghost! It's a ghost!" So that was it. Those are his identity crisis. So yeah. So that was it.
I got one.
Go ahead.
So you got a real identity crisis.
I got one real quick.
Oh, good. You like to bring your pen up?
Hi, I'm Kim. So, Caden had to be about 4 or 5, and we were in the mall. And he used to be mad at me because I would always have to take him to the bathroom with me. So once he started reading and everything, he's like, "No, Mom, I'm going in there. I'm a man. I'm a man." You know, the sign says men. So he was reading, so he's a man.
Thank you. That's too funny. And we have one more story, and I think we can move on.
Got one more right here.
All right, new parents. My name is Terrence, and I used to sit my son in my lap all the time. He had to be like 3 or 4 and drive all the time. Sat him in my lap, let him control the car, no problem. One day, me and the Queen of the Castle stopped by my mother's house. Leave little T in the car. Greatest thing in the world. I turn around, and the Durango's going down the street.
Oh my God.
And Terrence is in the car smiling and driving, smiling and driving. So I'm running down Alma chasing my car. So please don't let your kids sit in your lap and drive all the time. When you're not in the car, they're going to take over.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
These kids in great hands. But it's too late for everything parenthood now. Always seeing the good. I see that. I see it. All right. Well, again, and as long as Jamil and I have known each other and we fostered this great friendship and brotherhood, you know, there was often times, and again, in the past, when we talk about being parents, and we would talk about this day, right? And Jamil just is this like master perfectionist, and everything's just got to be spot on. And one thing I think that you're going to learn about this journey in parenthood is that there's no such thing as a perfect parent. You just have to be a real one.
Yeah.
Okay? And
even this journey that you both are on, you gotta understand it. Y'all are in this together, right? So it's gonna be days here, it's gonna be days there, right? But even when you're going through hell, it's still heaven, right? And even with parenthood, it's about guiding the next generation, but forgiving the past generation. All right? So things that happen in other people's past is not indicative of how you guys are gonna be. You know, we give you tips and share stories and all that, but this is the journey that you're on together. I think a part of us, all of us being here today, is just to let you know, we got your back. All right? Okay, that was mine.
Okay,
Statement.
all right,
It's like offering, right? You know, so who's that? Sally, do you have something to say?
One last thing to say. My whole 36 years, I've always raised someone's kid or been around children or teenagers, like my nephew, my niece and nephews, Tiani, even Monet, you know, she's grown. But I'm gonna share a funny story about her as a teenager. And this is when I kind of got my first taste of what teenage, specifically girls are like. And I'm glad, I'm like, oh, I'm having a boy, yay. So I used to work for this program, and Monet was one of the students in it. And originally, I was probably in my 20s and she was like 14, I believe. So I had to reach out to her to try to mentor her. And she was real bad. Whew, she was real bad. So I initially made contact with her. It's like, hi, my name is Sally. You know, I'm gonna be your mentor. And she was like, what are you? Are you black? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, I am. And she was like, oh, okay. So she sends me to her house, but she actually gives me the wrong address. She sends me to the house next door. So I'm like, hey, is Monet here? They was like, oh, she lived next door. I was like, you know what? This little girl. So I said, listen. I went over next door, knocked on the door, she answered. I'm like, first of all, you didn't have to send me to the wrong house. Second of all, you just need to sign this paper so I could get my check because I attempted to reach out to you. And third of all, you didn't even have to do me like that because we could have had a good time. And she was like, oh, I like you, we could go. So I realized with kids, you gotta give them a little tough love, I see. Because they don't understand niceness sometimes. You gotta be a little rough with them. So then when she got in my car, I was blasting Lil Wayne. You know, part of the reason why I can't hear now is listening to music so loud back then. And then we just been cool ever since. And Mo, I'm proud of you, girl. 28 years old, I'm proud of you, girl. You done came a long way. So I'm so happy that all that I've poured into young people over my life, I'm so happy. Even like Keisha, I used to babysit Keisha when she was little. Keisha was 12 and she had the best snacks. I used to eat all her snacks and she was sweet.
And we used to watch the window like
yes,
every weekend.
People that I like just kind of watch grow up. I'm so happy to watch my own child be born and pour into him as much as I poured into other people's children. I'm so happy and grateful for that.
All right, we just want to thank everybody for coming out to the baby shower today, showing so much love. It was such an amazing turnout, amazing event. Everything was beautiful, man. So we couldn't ask for a better baby shower. So thank everybody for coming out.
Yes, we are so excited. It was just a beautiful time. Like I cried immediately because I just never knew like what it was going to turn out to be, but it was gorgeous. But I knew it was going to be gorgeous.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. I mean, shout out to Marge Ash, you know, for putting this thing together.
It's more about everybody.
You got a lot of people.
Yeah, we definitely. So I want to shout out definitely my mom and dad, Ashley and Marge, for spearheading this whole entire shower. And then also want to shout out for everybody who contributed to the shower financially: Tasha, Kiara, Joanna, Aviance, Erica, Jason, Tariq, Abe, and then we also want to shout out Ty, Raquel, Evanet, and Tiani. So thank y'all so much for everything you're doing for us and you've done for us. We are so grateful and appreciative.
And shout out to my girl Kim, who's about to help us take all of this stuff home. I don't know how he was going to get this stuff home, but we really appreciate everybody who came out here today.
Yes, and thank you everybody for the gifts that you've been sending us, the gifts you brought us behind us. So
y'all saving us a lot of money.
Thank you. And then we want to shout out to Alex and Chuck
and everybody
and DJ True Journey for coming through and just being the best they
Yeah.
can at their craft. So we thank y'all, love y'all.
Can't wait for y'all to see this.